Thanks for downloading this week's episode of the Jibber Jabber Podcast.
Let's get cracked into it.
Run! Go! Get to the Jibber Jabber! Hey Valerie! It's on Apple Podcasts and Podomatic! Freaking awesome!
Welcome everyone to the Jibber Jabber Podcast.
Hope
So-
you liked the newbie intro we did there. It was, we've been thinking about that for years.
Yes. It took us all this time just to get that done.
That's why we had that fucking 6-month hiatus.
Well,
We had to basically make sure we had the best burp possible.
absolutely, and it took us several takes to get that. So, as of this episode, we promised you guys an episode where we would talk distinctly about Jordan's time.
Distinctly.
About Jordan's time on Most Haunted. So, Jay Mack,
Yes.
you've known this one's been coming for some time now.
You bastard.
So yes, for anyone that doesn't know, Jay Mack was once on, is it ITV?
No, it was Living TV.
Living TV, right?
Yeah.
So
It was quite ironic because we did folk.
so, or was it, right? So Jay Mack was once on Living TV's Most Haunted with, what's her name, Yvette, what's her face?
Yvette Fielding
And
and Carl
what's his face?
Beatty.
Right, we'll go for what's his face, right? So, yeah, I was just, I found out about this originally when I was sitting on my couch one day and Jordan sent me a clip, right? This clip you can also view on the Jibber Jabber Podcast's community page and also on our, it's up there now on our Jibber Jabber YouTube channel. So go ahead and watch that episode if you've not already. Hit pause and come back right now. You can find it on the community page as we speak. You can also find it on the Jibber Jabber YouTube page. Go watch it. Come back to this episode.
Or don't. I don't give a fuck.
And you're back. So you've watched it by now. If you haven't, you're going to watch it after this episode. So let's get into it. J-Mac, how did you find yourself on a fucking TV show like Most Haunted?
Right. I was actually a huge fan of Most Haunted since probably it was early 2000s I started watching it, and I found it quite entertaining, and actually did think it was a genuine investigation show.
Oh, this kind of...
It comes up at the start saying this is for entertainment only. I was like, no, it's not.
It's real to me, god damn it!
So yeah, I'd been watching it for a long time, and I knew that they did live shows around about Halloween time. It'd be from 9 o'clock till midnight on Living TV, and I thought, I'm going to see if I can get on this, like just to kind of go and be in the audience. So it was like tickets for Most Haunted Live, and as I was filling in the form, it said a bit about audience participation. I was like, fucking yes! Typing.
Oh no.
You like that wee noise?
Oh no.
So I filled in my details, and me and my wife went down. It was in the Morecambe Winter Gardens,
Oh nice.
which is a fucking rundown old theatre. They're actually trying to restore it just now. They're looking for volunteers
Oh, wow.
in the trades to help get it back to its former glory. I only know that because I was there a few weeks ago.
All right.
But you can imagine it was quite a majestic place in its day. But literally the ceiling's falling down and there's just shit everywhere. It's quite sad to see. Anyway, it's also really creepy. So they decided to do it, to investigate it for this. I think it was 2009. It was the Halloween special 2009. Fucking long time ago. Cheers for bringing it up, Brad.
Wow, that's 10 years ago. 10 years.
So filled it in, went down, and they took us in. Anybody that filled in the audience participation bit, we all got taken in first and actually got to meet the cast of the show, which was really good.
Yeah.
They were all really accommodating, really funny. Carl Beatty is such a foul-mouthed bastard. It's so funny. You
Yeah.
don't really get to see it that much on the show, but he was he was basically like, see somebody's really inappropriate old uncle. That's the way he was talking to me. I don't mean he was trying to get in my pants.
Was he trying to get in your pants?
No.
You sure?
I'm pretty certain. I don't think I'm up there. And so we got to meet them all. That was great. And then as the show's going on, it's going on and it's getting towards the end. I'm like, I'm not getting picked. Because although you filled in the form, you didn't necessarily get picked.
Mm-hmm.
And right at the end of the show, they're like, right, okay, so the show's coming to an end, but we're going to pick 2 people for the audience to come and do an investigation after the cameras shut down.
Wow.
So it'll just be you guys. No, the audience will be gone. I was like, right, okay. And then as soon as I seen his letters going, his mouth went to make the J noise for Jordan, and I was out my seat.
Right.
And then I was so glad it was my. In fact, no, because he said Julie Walsh was the first name he read out, and I was kind of already getting up, and he was like, and Jordan McKagan. And I was like, yes.
Yes.
What should happen though is the camera comes to your seat and sees you going, oh, why me?
Why me?
But the camera was just like, where the fuck is he? I'm already halfway down the middle of the aisle.
Yeah.
So meet them all again, sync up all the cameras and everything, and we get cracking into this wee investigation.
And see, before you did this, right, because this is things that we all want to know, right, because everybody that watches a show like that will always be like, I wonder what really goes on behind the scenes. So, when they take you up and they're like, right, I take it they mic you up, yeah?
No.
They didn't even mic you up, nice.
No, it's just the sound that comes through the cameras.
Were you told anything by any of the showrunners, by any of the people in the cast, like, here, exaggerate this a wee bit?
No,
anything?
No, because I didn't exaggerate anything. I'm just that much a twat.
No, but like
no, there was. It's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's as far as the showrunners go. I mean, they do present it as being a genuine paranormal investigation.
And
Which
did it feel like
I
that?
have done. I have done like proper ones that not for TV.
Yeah.
With Phil Wyman.
Yeah.
Who actually was on this. He was a paranormal investigator, and he's as genuine as you get when it comes to somebody that's actually trying to find proof of the paranormal. He actually has a show on YouTube.
Wow.
Now. It's basically completely self-made, called Are You Haunted? It's actually a good series, and basically there's no gizmos and gadgets. It's basically just them running about with cameras and just telling us what they're seeing and thinking and stuff. And it's totally organic. And if you're actually into the paranormal stuff, I would highly recommend you watch that.
Which we bloody well are. So it was presented to you then as what you see on the TV in regards to you being on the show.
Mm-hmm. And bear in mind, everything I'm going to see here is conjecture. Like every opinion I've got is just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this is definitely what the case is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying this is my experience and looking back on it, what I think was actually going on.
Wow. So nothing was said to you pre. It was all just here. Do your thing and on you go.
Yeah. Basically, they just started the cameras rolling, and when first question they asked was, "How are you feeling?"
Right.
And I said apprehensive, because it was it's quite intimidating, like just standing there with all these people that I've been watching on TV for ages, and they're just hoping that something was going to happen, but also being shit scared that something was going to happen. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've done these kind of things alone. I've never went and done anything with any major investigators, but I've been to like psychic mediums and stuff, and I've been in areas that don't feel right myself, and I've kind of just like, a lot of people watch these TV shows and they're like, right, I would never do that. Well, I'd never go down into that basement. I'm the kind of guy that's like, fuck it, what are they going to do? Like, if you're like, how often do you read man thrown about a basement and killed by a ghost? It just doesn't happen often, right? So I'm thinking, it's not going to happen to me, right? The ghost's not going to start on me. The worst thing it's going to do is show itself, and I'm going to shit myself, and that'll be that. So I don't really have that fear when it comes to ghosts. Like, in the middle of the night, you'll hear in my house, and my wife's like, what's that? Go check. I'm like, fucking cool, sound. Anybody there? Any ghosts? Nah? Cool. Back to bed.
That's why men get paid more money, by the way.
Yeah.
Because we're the people that need to do that shit.
Aye,
I'm stealing this off of Bill Burr. But that's basically what he said. He said, I get an extra $1 an hour because for some reason, if we're on a Titanic and it starts to sink, for some fucked up reason, I need to stay. You and the kids get to go.
Right.
That's how we get paid more money.
God, Bill
He said,
Burr.
or if there's a bump in the middle of the night, it's like, go check it out. Okay. Yes, he does have a knife.
Oh, shout out to Bill Burr.
Yeah, if you haven't seen his stuff, watch it.
Yeah,
It's
I
got
know.
3 or 4 specials on Netflix. Fucking amazing.
Crazy, right? So I don't actually feel intimidated by that kind of thing. But I think that would be amazing. And you know another thing, which you'll know yourself, famous people really don't bring out that intimidation to me. Yeah, I don't get intimidated by. Oh, wow, there's Arnie. Maybe if it was Arnie, maybe you never know. But I reckon I could really bring out something in the famous people.
Well, that's why I can't go to Comic Cons without you.
Yeah, well,
because I would just stand there going, I can't ask him. I'm not going to ask him for an interview.
And I just walk up. I'm like, here, mate, you've got 5 minutes.
Like, alright, Jimmy. So my name's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I call you Jimmy.
Just me everywhere I go, mate. And I just do it as it is. But I reckon, I think myself on some kind of show like that, if I went on to Most Haunted, I'd probably turn the tide. It'd turn more into a comedy. Do you believe this?
I do believe this.
Right? I'd be like, yeah. Is there any ghosts out there? You for Yoker, aye? You've no business being in Yoker. I would turn Most Haunted into Most something else. I'm fucking telling you that right now.
Did you ever see Most Farted?
Most Farted? No.
Yeah.
No, but I have a friend I think that might be really good on that show.
I'm actually going to play it for you right now.
No way.
Yeah, I actually am.
Most Farted.
If I can figure out how to minimise this.
Yeah, so for the people at home, we can't minimise it.
Minimalise? It's minimise!
Minimalise. Did you not just say minimalise?
I have no idea. Basically what's happened is, oh, there we go. My computer is coming through my TV, and my TV has cropped the outside of the screen. So, you think to yourself, Jordan, just change the aspect ratio on your telly. Good idea. Fucking remote doesn't work. So, I'm kind of stuck with this. But, I'm going to play this, and obviously we'll keep chatting in the meantime while I find it, but it's bloody funny. So, you think you could turn Most Haunted into a comedy?
I think that it's not so much into a comedy.
Derek Acora did that already, to be honest.
Yeah.
That fucking guy.
I think...
Did you ever see Derek Acora's TV show where he was on stage doing the psychic readings like fucking Psychic Sally?
No.
No. Well, it's the usual stuff. Like he's like, I'm looking for... Does somebody know somebody called John? Like, everybody. It's like, that's dead. 2 hands go down. But it'd be the usual. It's like, you miss him, don't you? Fucking aye. It's just these generic kind of things that apply to most people. And then the best one was he actually claimed to be in the presence of a spirit dog who was coming to see its owner. Right.
Wow.
For some reason, this dog spirit knew that this owner was going to be in that theatre that night, and he's like, I've got a dog here. He's saying woof, 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 woof. I swear to God, he did that, and they fucking put it on TV.
Oh my God. You know, I think you and I should apply to some reality TV shows, and maybe try and...
See, the thing is about being on reality TV is the only way you can really do it properly is to not have a job.
Yeah. Also, and have it be live, because they'd cut the shit out that we would get up to. So I think for anyone listening, what show would you like to see Jay Mack and myself on? Because we'll go ahead and do that shit. So tell us in the Jibber Jabber community, or email us and let us know what show you'd love to see us on. Because that's something that can happen. Did I ever tell you about the story about Don't Tell the Bride getting in contact with me, wanting me to join that show?
Yeah, you did, but please tell the story.
So obviously I proposed to my wife in a very different setting. It was in a dungeon. Right? It was cool though, right? I mean, look up the articles on Google. You'll see there. It'll tell you. You can read all about it. I'm not going to go into it, but it was cool. It was well publicised. So Don't Tell the Bride, like, you should come on our show and get married. We'll give you all this money, and you can decide what you want to do, and give us something for the show. Because obviously you're good at coming up with this shit, as we've read. I'm like, right, okay, let's entertain it for a minute, right? And I kept coming up with these great ideas as in, like, my wife would love this, and they're like, no. Like, we need to find something that's going to make her cry. And at that point I was like, well, you're speaking to the wrong guy, mate. Like, I'm going to get married to my wife. I don't want to make her cry on her wedding day, at least not for that reason. So I backed out completely. But this kind of is in relation to when I was saying to you about how fake our shows, like, with Don't Tell the Bride on BBC 3, I think it was, when they contacted me, they were all out looking for what can you do to fuck your day up, right? They were looking for that, and it's made very clear at the start that that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So anytime you watch that show, know that these people have accepted like £10,000 to fuck with their wedding day, and it's deliberate. And the show's looking for that.
It's the whole term reality show needs to get changed. Like,
yeah, because it's not reality. It's very much it's manipulated.
I've found this video, most farted. Now I'm just going to play it. We're not going to edit it into the podcast, but if you want to watch it, type in most farted on YouTube, and it's the first video that comes up.
So you're going to play this? Can you play it loud so that the microphone can pick it up?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Here, I'll
volume up.
Smash the volume up on
and here we go. This is most farted.
Hello and welcome to Most Farted. I brought to a sheltered valley in Gloucestershire where 7 million people died in 1803 by farting.
Now, I was talking about this lady's passageway earlier, and that is when she's in the atmosphere. Oh, here we go. Jeez, that's better. Bring it a bit closer. This seems to me at this moment to be quite delightful. They are in the atmosphere. The others will follow through. Okay. A little beauty. So fellow.
Weird today and it's not
It's going to open up here. Maybe we've got more than one force to contend with. It could be even stronger. We should get a warning quite quickly.
He's waving his hands at it.
There's a very, very strong negative force here. A very strong negative force. Whoa. How dare you?
Right, so, quick. Oh man. Sorry about the noise there. But yeah, if you want to watch the full video, it's definitely worth a watch.
Most farted.
Little beauty.
Dude, that's just... Dude, I have a friend who'd be really good at that. She could fart like that live on the show.
What's her name?
Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. Does she listen to this?
No. Probably not.
I'm going to find her.
Oh,
right.
man.
So, yeah, back to what we're talking about. So, so we started doing the investigation, and very quickly stuff started happening. Like we only had an hour, I think. that was all they could get insurance for or something like that. So we had an hour to do a little mini investigation, and like I said, right away things started happening. We're calling out. We can hear like pebbles getting thrown, and we can hear the old knocks. Tap 3 times.
Do you
for
think
this.
there was someone kicking about throwing stones? Do you think they had someone there throwing stones?
At the time?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think so.
Now?
Buck guy.
Yeah.
I really do. Now, like I said, I don't bring. I mentioned Phil Wyman earlier on. I don't bring him into this at all.
Uh-huh.
I think his intentions are genuine.
Uh-huh.
But there's a lot of people involved in the show who I think are just. They're doing. I mean, in their defence, you can't make a ghost show and have nothing happen.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, because people just get bored.
Uh-huh.
But if you can kind of put across the point that you are trying your best to get genuine evidence, then people still watch the show. That's why Phil Wyman's got so many followers on his show now.
Uh-huh.
But this is just it's charlatans, man. Absolute charlatans.
Here, I have a proposal for you, Jay Mack. Maybe we'll put it down to a poll on the Jibber Jabber community page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be up for live streaming our very own Most Haunted live, you and me, in any kind of haunted area?
Of course.
Right? We'll get even someone to come and live stream you and I, even from a mobile phone, in a place that obviously has to have a decent signal, right? And we'll just hype it the fuck up. and we'll do it one night. You and I go somewhere where bad shit's happened, and we'll do our own shit.
I'll do that as long as it's above board.
We'll define
Well,
above
I'm not
board.
going to break into an old building to do
Oh
it.
no. Like I mean, there's places like Bangor, which is obviously in West Lothian, which is supposed to be haunted. I've been up there many times, never seen a thing. Right? People have said that it has, but I mean, I don't think we can get in there. I mean, where would be a good place? Maybe we'll put it down to the Jibber Jabber community. Where's a good place in Scotland to go that we can get in without breaking any laws? Second of all, we don't have to pay through the arse to do it and have all these restrictions. I mean, a place where we can just go. It's dark, nobody's there. Take our phones, try and catch up. Latest episode of Jibber Jabber featuring Ghost.
Well, I actually nearly had organised one. It was a good number of years ago now. In Inverary jail. I got in touch with them and they said, right, it's 200 quid to spend the whole night there.
Wow.
And that because they have to have a member of staff there.
Right.
To obviously not oversee. I don't think they stick with you the whole time, but they're there to kind of make sure that there's no shenanigans going on.
Wow.
It's 200 quid, so I was like, well, if we get 10 people to go, that's 20 quid a pop.
Dude, why don't we do that? Where is this?
Inverary.
Where's that?
West Coast.
Where is that?
I can't remember how to get there at this point, but it's like a couple of hours drive. And it's a like hundreds of years old prison.
No.
And actually, Most Haunted covered it.
And did they find anything?
Of course they did.
Right.
They always find something.
Mate, what if we, right, and anybody listening to this show wants to pay £20, right, whatever in fuel, right? We take an overnight bag to eat, right? And we get cameras set up ourselves and do our own Most Haunted in that jail.
I'd be up for that.
Right. Make yourself known. If you're listening to this podcast and you're interested in joining us for a Jibber Jabber's Most Haunted Live, right? We'll have to rename it for obvious reasons, right? But something of that sort. If enough people show interest, I'm down for it. You?
100%.
Right? This year.
100%. Well,
Right.
There's not that much of the year left.
Aye, but I mean, it's getting to the dark, cold. I mean, we take sleeping bags and stuff, right? Just sleep in an old jail.
Yeah, I don't think the idea is to sleep. The idea is to stay up all night and try and catch stuff.
Oh, mate. That would be amazing.
So we'll talk about it after. We'll get something put up in the community.
Right, so definitely, if you're listening to this show, you want to join, £20 a head and whatever in fuel if you're not travelling there yourself, and we will go ahead and fucking hire out the prison. Could you speak to that guy again about maybe getting that done?
Yeah, I could probably do that.
That sounds amazing.
Right.
So back to the Most Haunted experience. Man, that's exciting. I hope we get this shit done. That'd be amazing. I'd love to do that. So yeah, back to your experience. So you didn't think there was anybody throwing stones. So you did. You thought there was maybe people throwing stones, but not at the time.
Not at the time, no. And another one is obviously the bit that you'll all be taking the piss out of me for is me calling out to ghosts.
Ha!
Yeah, because I say tap 4 times, but when I say times, for some reason it comes out times. I have no idea where the fuck it came from.
Maybe they auto-tuned your voice.
No,
Thought it
I
sounded
remember
Scottish.
doing it at the time.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I done it, I was like, "Fuck was that?"
Maybe it's because you're hanging out with the celebrities now.
No, I don't know. I think it was just putting on TV voice, maybe.
Yeah.
But so I said, right, if there's anybody here, if you want to talk to us, blah blah blah. Tap 4 times, and then I got 4 taps, 4 definite taps. Right.
Wow.
I was like, fuck, no way. And I'm actually, you can see, I'm excited in the video. I've not got hard on it, but I'm excited. And I've since found out that the way they do that is, you ever do that thing where you've got your toes on the carpet and you can, I don't know if the microphone will pick this up, but you might, listen. You hear that? You just kind of crack your toes against the floor. That's what they do.
Yeah.
To get those tapping noises.
Wow.
I think that's what they do, sorry. Allegedly.
What an absolute fucking scam though, right? Now, I know they've got to produce a show, right? But look at what I just explained there. I just said, hypothetically, we could rent out that prison, go sleep in it, right? I think people would still watch to see us in that environment and to see what is going on. Not necessarily, you don't have to deliver the ghost. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, body language, everything that comes with it. And the ghost is just an extra, so I just don't think it needs, like a real true investigation needs that.
Unfortunately, the public are stupid and they need that stuff to stay interested, and that's the sad fact of it. I'm not talking to you guys.
Now here's something though.
If you've downloaded this podcast, you're clearly a very intelligent human being.
Yes, absolutely. Clearly, we can tell from the minute you hit download.
But yeah, this is the wee trick they do with their feet.
Yep, and Jordan's failing to do it right now.
You need to be high, so you need to be a certain angle. But anyway, yeah. So I think that's how they do that. With regards to the show itself, like, you hear the occasional kind of moans and groans and screeches. It's just going to be members of the crew. That's the sad thing about it, because I remember actually when I looked back in it and worked out what was going on, I was fucking raging. Yeah. Because I felt like an idiot.
Yeah, but you're under the pretense you're still an audience member at the end of the day. They have lured you in with the context of the show.
And I think that it's a dangerous thing, especially like when it gets to the psychic medium stuff. I think that's horrific what they do to people, charging people money to spout off a load of shite, to tell them their granny's alright. You know what I mean?
When in reality she was burnt to a crisp.
Well, did you ever see Limmy's show where he did that?
No.
Limmy's Psychic. I can't remember. I think it was called like The Other Side or something. It was so funny because he'd be like that. He's like, I think it's your mother with me, and she's, I don't know what's going on. She's waving her hands about like a madman. She's waving. She seems to be covered in locusts. And the boy's like, she was shit for you, locusts. Oh, do you know what? She's went down there. And I'm like, that would be so funny to see.
Mate, that's amazing. She's down there.
She's went down the
way. Mate, like, see, on the topic of psychic mediums and stuff, I know there's a lot of them that are a load of shit, but I've met a few that I just don't think could be full of shit. Don't.
Yep, you've said that to me before, and I'm very willing to go and see one,
right,
to see what the script is with.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if it was real, it'd have been proven by now. And I'm kind of getting that way with the ghost thing as well, because everybody's got cameras now.
Yeah.
All the time.
Dude, have you not seen some of the videos out there?
I have, but it's so easy to fake them now as well, because even the general public have got access to pretty decent kind of special effects programs and
thing
stuff.
Is, right,
as well.
so you trust that I wouldn't lie about anything, right? Well, I'd lie about shit, maybe wee things, but you know that I wouldn't put my exact opinion on something and say, right, that's definitely something. Yeah. If I didn't believe it, you know this, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I've saw something travel across a room, right, with my own eyes. And I was only in my grand's house, right, with my family. There was nobody doing any trickery. There was nobody even saying, here, look, I wonder, is anybody there? We were all just chilling, right? And twice that night, something fucking happened. It was so crazy. And from that moment, that's when I've always been like, there's definitely shit going on.
Yeah.
Maybe we can't control it or explain it the way that we all wish we could, but there's definitely something going on. Definitely.
I like the idea that they think we're ghosts.
Oh, like the others, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, I like
right?
that idea. That's cool.
That was pretty cool, eh?
When I saw that came out, it was like a horror film that's a 12. Fuck off.
But it was actually
creepy,
creepy,
eh?
And
I thought the same thing about The Women in Black.
Yeah.
You know when I went to see The Women in Black, there was a guy in there with his kid who must have been about 7. I was like, I know it's a 12A, but fucking idiot.
Yeah, man.
Idiot. So, I feel let down by the whole situation.
You feel like you're conned?
Aye, I spent money going down there.
Yeah.
Paid for a hotel. Don't get me wrong, thoroughly enjoyed myself, but looking back on it, I'm like, stole my money.
Yeah.
I didn't pay to be in there, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like when we don't pay to go to any of these conventions and meet these big actors, but we still pay to do it.
Yeah,
for sure.
But a lot of time goes into what we do.
Travel, food.
So yeah, and so there was the pebbles getting thrown. There was the knocking noises, and the woman that they picked out the audience.
Mm-hmm.
She was swearing that she could feel somebody touching the top of her head.
Was somebody behind her?
The funniest thing
with a boom mic.
The funniest thing was when I called out to the spirits. It was like if there's anybody here in this room with us, blah blah blah. she just went like this. Can you give us a bang?
Only he's a bang.
It's like, you horny bitch.
I know, right? Imagine Savile was in there.
Nothing.
In fact, he wasn't dead at that point, was he? Or outed.
Wasn't dead or outed, no.
Which is quite weird, though. Like, he fits the stereotype image for any kind of pedo.
Whenever you find out somebody's a pedo, you go, looks like one.
He's always
It's
looked like
they
one.
always look like one. But well, why did you never mention it before? Because you never knew he was one.
I'm sure people did. Yeah.
But aye. So, like I say, I did enjoy my time on it, but I feel kind of let down by the fact that it is clearly, probably, allegedly bullshit.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's a
your
shame.
general feeling from it.
Yeah.
Would you? Nah, I suppose. Would you encourage anyone to go and take part in a show like that?
It depends on what the show was. Sorry about that background noise. You might hear it, you might not. In fact, you will. If you're into it, go. I mean, get the experience, but be very aware of the fact that you really need to keep your eyes open and look out for shenanigans.
See, I think we're very much, you and I could call it, like if one of us were starting to be fooled by something, the other would like snap out at me, can you no see this shit? Like, my wife will sit and watch Britain's Got Talent.
Well, that's us not getting into any shows.
It's fine, the showrunners don't listen to our podcast, right? That's why we've managed to do so much so far. Am I wrong though, right?
No.
But no, I think we should do our very own Jibber Jabber Most Haunted Live, obviously with a different name. That's what we'll even call it. Jibber Jabber Most Haunted Live, but not actually Most Haunted Live. It's different for obvious reasons. Right?
Yeah, we'll come up with our own name.
Yeah. So
no, I'd definitely be up for trying to organise something like that.
And it doesn't even
if we get enough interest.
Yeah.
And what I would say is that what I want to get is at least double the interest than what we need.
Yes.
Because half people
will
half of the
fucking
people
back
don't
out.
show up.
Right, there's that, but as long as they pay their 20 quid.
It might not be 20 quid anymore. This was a while ago, so I'll need to check and see.
Yeah.
I need to check and see, first of all, if they still do allow it. But the thing is, there's so many haunted properties in Scotland. Scotland's got thousands of years of history, right? So there's so many places that are allegedly haunted, right? So if we want to find somewhere that'll let us do it, kind of all above board, we'll find somewhere that'll do it.
Yeah.
Even relatively locally.
Yeah.
It'll not be a problem. I just need to send the emails out. So if you are interested in doing something like that, please do get in touch, and it's open to everybody. Everybody that's listening.
Doesn't even need to be 10 people. We can have more. Obviously, we
don't want too many.
We're not gonna have too many.
Too many can ruin it.
But it doesn't have to be directly 10, because it could be 10 including us.
Yeah.
But what we will do though is obviously what's going to be involved in it is we will be filming it as well. So we would need your consent to be filmed on our show, and that we'd be able to use it, because what can also happen in regards to this is it could do really well, and then we might license it to someone else, so they'd own it, and then we'd just get paid for it. So you would also be part of that. So
yeah, you're boring these people.
If you're up for it, sorry, it's the T's and C's, right? If you're up for it, let us know. Definitely get in contact with us as soon as possible, because we're going to look at putting something like this together. It's quite exciting. Now here's something for you, right? So I've been to a few psychic mediums, and they've all said the one thing to me, right? Which is that that I definitely have a kind of attraction to these kind of things, and these kind of things are attracted to me. Now, each different psychic medium I've ever spoken to has said the same thing about me each time, right? That's strange, right? Because they don't know each other. It's been through different parts of my life, right? And the things that have happened when I've been with my family, right, have happened always when I'm there, never when I'm not. So, with that information, if we go and do this kind of thing, if there's anything that's going to happen, it might just happen when I'm there.
What makes you attractive to the dead?
I can go down the story, right? I can tell you the story, and it sounds fucking stupid, so that anybody that's listening to this, right, anyone that listens to this might just be like, right, I'm tuning out here, right? But there's things that have been said to me by psychic mediums that kind of make sense to me. It makes sense to relative things that have happened in my life, right? So I'm not a bullshitter, but anybody listening to the show will be like, right, he's bullshitting. He's just, he's making it spooky for the show. I'm not. Come and fucking see it with me, right? Come and see it with me. So every time I've ever spoke to a psychic medium, they're always like, you're very much in tune with it, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. Now, that makes sense to me because I've always kind of felt in tune with some other kind of force. Don't know if it's ghosts, don't know what it is. But I've always felt in tune with some other kind of force. And there's been different times in my life where I've seen things that don't quite make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing like Sixth Sense, right? It's nothing like that. I don't go through to my kitchen and some lassie with her wrists being tanned making toast, right?
Wrists being tanned.
Right? I've only ever seen a few things that just don't make sense. A lot of the time it's like,
Did you look at Khayyam's business plan?
I looked at that and was like, I better lawyer up right now, right? Can't actually talk about that, to be fair. Well, again, it is over. I did win. Woohoo! So I don't know if it still counts. But nah, there's been definite times in my life where I've looked at things and it's made no sense. There's also very much wee white. Can you imagine if you drop glue on the floor? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that old glue you used to get in yogurt pots when you were in nursery?
Yeah.
And you tried to eat it and you're like, fuck, that's not yogurt, it's glue. That's
Well,
why
I
the
never
glue.
tried to eat it. I never
Right.
understood that.
I thought, well, it was in a yogurt pot, mate. It was in a yogurt pot, and it's glue. It looks like yogurt, right? So I tried to eat it. And was like, that's definitely not yogurt, right? So yeah, imagine that. Like, imagine you drop some of that on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now imagine that image, but when you look around, sometimes you see it and it peers up to you, comes to you, and it just goes. That I see things like that all the time. Now that could be that my eyes are no right,
Eye floaters.
right? No, it's not because I see them too.
Right.
It's different.
I see eye
Right.
floaters.
But here's the thing.
Walking around like regular floaters.
Like I see glue floaters kicking about like regular eye floaters. Right? It's like that, but it's not because I feel different when these other floaters are around.
Right.
I feel different. Best way I can describe it is like
Horny?
no. Imagine you're a shower. You're not taking me serious, motherfucker.
I'm not. Sorry.
I'm only joking. Imagine your body is a shower, like for a second. So I feel like there's a shower on inside my body, and I can feel it flowing through me. That's the best way I can describe it. If there's anybody actually listening here that is a psychic medium of that and that knows exactly what I'm talking about, get in touch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes when I link with someone, like hands with someone, I can share that and they can feel it. Either they're saying they can, right, and bullshitting me, or they're genuinely feeling it, right? So I can genuinely make them feel that, and also it gets cold when I link up with someone. There becomes a cold space right next to us, and it's only in one space. You go like that. There's the cold, and there it's not cold, and there's no drafts or nothing, right? That doesn't make sense to me. I spoke to a medium about it before. She says what I am is a healer, right? And I was like, what? She was like, so you're very much in tune with other energies, because that's what it is. It's all energy. But what it is you're not supposed to see things and convey messages to people. You're supposed to let them feel things, and you do that throughout what this is, right? And she says, but you also do it in so many other ways. She says you will enter someone's life, and positive things will start happening for them after that, based on the energy you feel and what you convey to that person, based on that person themselves.
Right.
I was like, all right, cool, smashing. So can I find out more about this, because it's quite interesting. Aye. Never got back to me, and that was it. But then years later, when I went to another psychic medium, and they're telling me, oh, one of your friends are here, right? I could feel which friend it was before they even said it. I knew who they were talking about just by them saying your friend, and I knew because I kept looking in the area. I felt like such a draw to that, and they were like, you know where that person is, right? And it's like they knew, I knew, so it's like they didn't even need to tell me. It was so smartly done, right? But I didn't give them anything. I'm like, yeah, I feel something there, and he's like, that's exactly where he is, right? And he was saying, the medium said, he knows you know he's there, right? He's also saying that he knows this, and this, right? And I'm like, so he's telling me without telling me the person's name, but he's telling me what that person is saying, and things that made sense to me based on what that person was saying. And he says the boy's not coming in, right, because he doesn't like this area. He's not used to it, but he should, right? And I was like, yes, because when he was alive, he was right into gothic stuff. He was right into like Marilyn Manson. That boy says that to me. That medium boy says, you would have thought that he would love this kind of stuff, but he doesn't. And I'm like, right. Yes, because that's exactly what I was thinking about. Mm-hmm. It was so bizarre, man. It was so bizarre. That person also said to me and Lauren, "You having a child?" And we're like, "No, she's definitely not." I'm feeling December time. It was December. We found out we were having Harry.
Right.
Mental, right?
I mean, like I said, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just surprised that it hasn't been definitively proven by now.
I think it's one of those things that, again, you could look at the government. Like Einstein always said, and so did people like Tesla, that energy is everything. Everything that we are is created and sustained by energy. So if we as human beings understood that it was energy and really tapped into it, maybe we wouldn't need or rely on things that the government want us to. So, like, that's a wormhole to go down, but music should have been recorded at a different decibel as to what it is now, and it's not, and it's by law. Why? Because energy. Why are the government concerned about what energies we receive? Right? That's a wormhole that I can't even go down because I can't defend nor deny any of it. But all I'm saying is energy exists, mate, and everything is energy. And when you walk into a room and someone's sad, it brings you down.
Yeah.
That's energy.
I mean, we spoke on your previous podcast about my sleep paralysis and the things that I've experienced with that, and I think there's something else to it. I don't think it's just your brain's playing tricks on you. I think we're tapping into an area where our brain shouldn't be. No,
I think we should be. I think we always were, mate. I think if you look way back in history, we were there. I think we lost it, and there are forces that don't want us to go back there. People used to dance around trees, mate. Right? We were there. I think we were there. But if you don't use your leg ever, it stops working, right?
Yeah.
Over time, that's evolution.
So basically, that side of us is atrophied.
Right, I think it's gone. I mean, if you look at way back in history, people, the drawings on caves, right? Everything that's in the pyramids, we were other things. We're definitely not used the way we're supposed to. We're now civilized. We go to work. We've got mobile phones, right? These things are other ways of communicating to people, man. And I think we are more spiritual than we've ever known.
Well, there was one time a good number of years ago where I was out really late with my ex-girlfriend and my car broke down.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And at that same time, my twin sister woke up.
Yeah.
Thinking there was something wrong with me.
How bizarre,
right? She knew something was wrong. I was like, that's mad.
How bizarre.
There seems to be definitely there seems to be something out there.
Mm-hmm.
Some different kind of wavelength that we need to tap back into.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be cool to actually be able to do it.
And
find out how to do it. If anybody knows how to do it, get in touch at jibberjabberscotland@gmail.com.
I think it has always existed, man. It has. And I think there are so many frauds out there as well. And when the media...
That's the problem.
Yeah, that is
there's no policing for it.
Right,
either.
exactly.
You can't fine a fake medium.
No. And another thing as well is you can't find the fake medium. If the government don't want you to be able to tap into that, it will be laughed off like aliens exist. Right? It will be. It's the same. Anybody that sits there and goes, "Oh, I'm a psychic medium," they're made fun of.
Yeah, let's do Storm Derek Akora's house. Storm Derek Akora's
right.
house. He can't stop us all.
Right, exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think that the people that are in tune with other forces, they're either discredited or they're just not given. The world's never going to be like, well, this is the guy that can do it. Let's put him on the pedestal. Let's make it, right? Because they're going to do that with more and more people. And then before you know it, everybody will be able to do it. I think it's something that can be unlocked within all of us. With me, I've always, since I was a child, always felt some sort of force that's not natural.
Relatively recently had an experience when you moved down your new house.
Mate, and that was on the same day that we'd lost someone that fit that exact description in our family. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Did you not?
No.
Right, so I had a really close family friend that I'd known for years, absolute years. We all knew he was going to pass away. He passed away, and the day after he passed away, I was sleeping, and I don't know if it was sleep paralysis or whatever. This has never happened to me in my life ever, but at the age of 27, I was then. At the age of 27, was lying in my bed. Again, you're probably going to just think I'm talking bullshit, but I'm just going to tell you as it is, and that's it. I don't care if you think I'm bullshit. It happened. I was there, so whatever. I woke up. You know that way where you know someone's peering over you?
Yeah.
Like if your wife comes to you and hands a coffee, like you're sleeping and she's standing over you with a coffee. You feel that. Again, that's energy. That's energy. You're feeling energy. You're aware something's there. Something's on within you to be able to pick up on that. So I felt that, and I turned and I looked, and there was a man standing over my bed, just staring at me, and I fucking screamed a motherfucker. Like my wife woke up screaming because she got such a fright, right? And I've never screamed like that before in my life, ever. It was like an alligator was about to eat my feet or something. I was like, ah! And it's only because I got a fright as I awoke. But yeah, there was some dude standing there. The minute I screamed and turned the light on, he was gone. He never returned. But that was a hell of a scary thing. And I spoke to a medium online about it, and they just said that sometimes when people leave this earth, they or when they leave their body, they'll go to the people that they know they can access.
Right.
So he in my family, the first person he would have went to would be my dad, but my dad's so shut off to everything like that. I think he came to me because he could feel it. Also, another thing is when I really turn it on, that's when I start to see stuff and feel stuff. Like it's a strange thing. It's like I can sit there and ignore everything, and it completely is like not a thing. It'll happen sometimes on its own, but if I sit and I really focus on it and start to just feel my surroundings, it heightens it. That's when stuff like that starts to happen.
Right.
I don't do it as often after that because it was quite scary, and it's something I don't know how to control or channel.
Yeah. Yet.
Or even if it's real, or even if I'm just insane. But all I know is that's definitely a thing, and there might be other people that do the exact same. And once we stop recording, I will show you if you want. Right? I mean, you might not, but I will show you. I'll make that attempt.
Let's
so
go.
yeah.
Let's try.
So what an experience of a podcast there, right? From Most Haunted to creating our own Most Haunted live, but not Most Haunted for obvious reasons, and then kind of getting a little bit into the whole paranormal. If you've enjoyed this episode and you want to hear more about paranormal, I'm sure Jay Mack and I have far more stories. We could even rehash an old episode we did where we could talk a bit more in depth about that. But to round up, Jay Mack, what would you say about your experience to the whole Most Haunted live?
I would say that that experience itself with that particular TV show, I'm going to write it off now. But what I would like to do is revisit the whole scenario and do it with a group that really want to try and find the truth, not just put shit on for the cameras.
Yes. We will do that.
Now, bear in mind, I'm going to say allegedly again because I don't know for definite that they were faking it. I've seen some evidence since, not about that particular event, but other events where it's been clear that they've falsified evidence. And I'll show you that once we're finished.
Yes.
But yeah, get in touch about the paranormal investigation if you fancy it with us. It'll be fun, could be scary, it could be pointless, but you never know until you go. So get in touch. Absolutely.
So this has been the Most Haunted live episode. Make sure to check out the actual episode on the YouTube page, the Jibber Jabber YouTube, or go on to the community page. The community page. Go on to the community page, check it out, let us know what you thought of it. If you are interested in doing our upcoming scary stuff that's not been announced yet, but it will be, please get in touch and start booking holidays for your work, because it'll be a full night. Or we'll make it a weekend, right?
Yeah, we'll make it a weekend.
Yeah, so yeah, get in touch. Also, make sure to check out our older episodes that are now up on Podbean, where we have recently moved, and stay tuned for our more upcoming episodes soon that will be brought to you far more and far frequently than it has been recently. I know there's been a drought, there's been reasons for it, but there won't be any more. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
He was just an average content viewer.
What can I say about Davey? He really didn't like to subscribe too much, you know?
He was a nice young boy. It's a shame about what happened to him, you know?
Until one tragic evening. Put it this way, David would neglect the subscribe here buttons.
Yes, it was a quiet town until that tragic evening. Nothing like that ever happened round here.
We have it on great authority that young David was mutilated by a pamphlet containing the words subscribe here. It is not known exactly where this pamphlet came from at this present time, but police are looking into it. Don't be like David. Subscribe to the Jibber Jabber Podcast and avoid death.
Aye, mate, what it is I can't somebody, right, he didn't subscribe to the Jibber Jabber podcast, and a chopstick fell in his eye.
Subscribe to the Jibber Jabber Podcast now.
Aye, mate, you need to go and subscribe, like, 'cause it's a curse, and if you didn't subscribe, it kills you.
Disclaimer, curse does not exist or kill you.